Good afternoon, New Dorp. Happy Sunday. Normally I would be calling you and saying this is Deirdre DeAngelis from New Dorp High School, but we know that's not happening because I'm not calling from New Dorp High School, I'm calling from home. And this might be the case for a number of weeks and maybe months, who knows. We have to take this one day at a time. But I am calling at the advice of some of your colleagues who said that you needed to hear directly from me, and that just having a memo with directions leaves it to interpretation, and we don't want that to happen. So I just want to be clear on a number of things. I did set up a structure, no mistaken. I set up periods. They're a half hour a piece. In my head I'm thinking 2.5 hours of staff maybe being on task, maybe not being on task, but I set those increments up because we have a lot of students who are used to structure. They go from period 1 to period 2 to period 3, and we wanted to give them that same structure for home. Parents want that too. They want to be able to say get up and go to school even though it's on the computer. I'm not expecting staff to be on a computer staring at it for a whole half hour at a time. That's not what I want. I think we need to release work for that period. Of course you can release it earlier or the night before, as long as it's there for that period for when the students go on. What does it look like? It looks like a reading and an assignment, a document and an essay to write. It could look like a PowerPoint with questions to follow. It can be a voiced over PowerPoint. It can be a video chat. It can be a video like this that explains a lesson and then they have to answer questions. It could be a link to a source. It could be a link to a program. It could be an online learning. Many of you have been super creative. You've been sending me things that have blown me away. So I know that things are going to happen. The reason for the structure is because some of you may want that contact with your students. So you may want to have a Google Chat or a Zoom session with your students. So if you have a period 4 class that you want to meet with, you'll have the time to do that, and it won't be in conflict with anything else. The other reason for the structure was because I really felt that I didn't want to give extra pressure to core teachers and not to elective and phys ed teachers and non-core classes. I wanted there to be consistency. I wanted students to be able to do what they needed to do to get passing grades for all of their classes so we can promote them and we can graduate our seniors. So it was really about setting up consistency and structure so that we can grade appropriately and so that there was an accountability to the grades. So I just want to say that. I just want to also comment on, if you don't mind, I just have to go down a little bit so I don't miss anything. So I did say something about Wednesdays, common time. And believe me, if you can't participate or don't want to participate, that's fine. If you want to sign on and put yourself on mute and just listen, that's fine. If you have your child on your lap, or you have someone next to you doing homework who has to do homework because they're your child, you do that. But maybe you could just listen at the same time. We want that time just so that we could connect with each other in the SLC and see, are there any children that we need to worry about? We have a lot of fragile, a lot of at-risk students. You all know that. You talk about them all the time at school. We have students who aren't going to have food. We have students who are going to be home alone. We have students who tend to cut themselves. There's going to be a lot of anxiety, a lot of things going wrong in their life, and they're isolated. So we need to hear from you so we have information as to how do we address it? How many counselors can we get there? If there's something more than that, do we need to get ACS involved? But we need to know those things. And so for that little half hour once a week, we just want to have that contact. If you can't make it, okay, don't make it. It's fine. Then email us the information you have. But again, this is not about handcuffing anyone or holding anyone accountable. It's really about the kids. Everything that I put in place is about the kids. Yes, I care about you guys too. And that's always important to me. but we have each other, and sometimes the kids have nobody. Okay? Content area PD. I know that was another problem. Monday afternoons, again, it's carved out time. It's time when we can all get on a Google Hangout or Google Meet or Zoom, and we can share best practices. Hey, you know, this worked for me today. You should really try it. The kids loved it. Or I tried to do this, didn't go over so well. So maybe don't try it because our kids really just can't get there yet. Maybe in another couple of weeks they could do it, but not right now. So that's really what that carve time is about. And again, I'm not trying to make it so that we're, micromanaging you. I'm really not trying to do that. But if you feel that way, I'm really sorry. It's really about giving you time with your family and setting some parameters for the students, because they're going to think you're at their beck and call around the clock, and parents are going to think that way also. So we need to set some boundaries, some lines in the sand, some time for you to have some leisure time. For all of us, we all need it. I certainly do. So I just want you to be sure. Now, Big Brother looking in. I know I read that. We're not looking in. Listen. We're going to visit classes because we have to earn our keep too. We're getting a paycheck as well, the administrators. We're supposed to be providing support. And so maybe we go into a Google Classroom and we see something that's really great. We want to be able to share it with everybody else, because you might be so overwhelmed that you're not sharing it, but it's really good. Or if we see that something you're doing is not really working, maybe we can make a suggestion that you will say, wow, that's really awesome. I think I'm going to try that. So that's what it's really about. You know me, I'm a little bit of that Pollyanna part where I think that there's great things to come out of this. Listen, I'm as scared as the next person. I don't want to get sick. I don't want my family to get sick. I don't want to lose any loved ones. We know too many people, so it is going to affect us as it always has. But I think some of the things that are going to come out of this is that there is a remarkable, unbelievable level of collaboration that's going on between our teachers. I mean, like nothing I've ever seen before. And it has been amazing. Like I said, I've been on a lot of your group emails. Teachers have sent me samples. Hey, what do you think about this? We have phys ed teachers that are looking to do a morning discussion about what you're eating, because we know that our kids are snacking and staying on social media, and we're going to try to balance that a little bit. We have teachers who are showing me their exercise routines. Simple, 3 exercises a day, but just to get them moving. We have art teachers that are linking how to do videos with what they're expecting them to do. We have social studies teachers hooking them to documentaries and asking them to relate it to what's going on in the world. So I think the collaboration is going to be tremendous, and from that, it's the building of relationships amongst the staff that is going to be amazing. But that happened before. This is not the first crisis that I've been through with all of you. Unfortunately, some of you back in the day were there through 9/11. Most of you were there through Hurricane Sandy, and we're in this again today. The second thing that's going to come out of it is that sometimes, almost like being thrust into a foreign country where nobody speaks English and you have to learn the language, or at least try to learn the language. Same thing happened with technology. It's a foreign language, all right? We've been thrust into it. And for those who aren't as savvy or a little technophobic, you're going to learn. And guess what? Both you and your students are going to benefit in the future. Because when you go back, you're not going to go back to some antiquated way of teaching. You're going to use all of these strategies and all of these methods that you've just learned. You're going to use it again. So I think that's going to be really great. And lastly, I think the relationships that you are going to develop, and I hate to go back there, a little cliche, because you know that I love to stay on one topic and kind of precipitate over it, and building relationships, you know, is one of my strong points in terms of building a school community that really works. And I think the relationships that you are going to build with your students are going to be remarkable. and they're going to last a lifetime. So we are a strong community, and these are very trying times, and we will all get through this. I know that, and you know that I really believe that. So I'm just urging you, if there are issues, if you don't feel like you're getting support from your colleagues, your assistant principal, just email me. I sent out my phone number to all of you. Have it. I'm here. Call me. We will do the best we can. I kind of am looking forward to meeting with you on video chat. I'm kind of looking forward to jumping in on some of these SLC conversations and meeting your children who might be on your lap while you're talking. And that's okay. We're family friendly. I'm happy for that. So be well, wash your hands, take care of yourself. Please don't stress over this. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you are doing. I really am. Don't want to get emotional, but I miss all of you already. Okay? All right. Stay well, everybody.